camp. Remember this. Aljo is going to get hurt in camp. There's going to be an interim fight for Sean O'Malley against somebody Sean O'Malley's supposed to beat. I can't think of who that would be, but Sean O'Malley wins, gets the interim belt. You got to check this out. So I built a studio in my garage. So hopefully my podcast or my YouTube videos will get a little cleaner. Got that ring light. And which one's the best? Tell me A, B, or C? I think C, but let me know. Anyways, Henry Cejudo fought Aljamain Sterling, and it was one of the best title fights I'd ever seen. I mean, it was so good. And going into the decision, I didn't know who was going to win. I felt Cejudo won. I posted it on TikTok. I got screamed at. It's funny. When I agree with people, they don't say anything. When I disagree, God golly, they're mad at me for saying it. And TikTok was upset that I thought Triple C won. I just thought he was more effective. He had more of the pressure. He definitely lost round 4. Round 1 was close. I edged it to him, but the last minute and a half, he was defending a takedown, defending himself off his back. So maybe round 1 went to Aljo too. But I gave him a solid 2, 3, and 5. And the one judge that gave Triple C or gave Aljo round 5 over Triple C is nuts. That being said, it was so much fun. I was watching it. I'm a commentator for B2. So I commentated for B2. I was kind of between fights. I was reading who was winning, keeping up to date as best I could. I haven't watched the Burns versus Muhammad fight yet, but we'll see what happens. We'll see if I can get around to it. I heard it's not a great fight. That's what I heard. I heard it wasn't a fight that's going to get anyone a title shot over Colby, which I kind of thought if Burns came out with a big knockout or Belil came out and landed that one awesome, amazing shot, that it would have been the one that sends him to the title. I didn't hear it was anything like that. No, for Triple C and Aljo, it was a great fight. I was so entertained by it. That Aljo was able to not only defend so many takedowns but get some of his own. It impressed me. I thought he was just going to get out wrestled. I thought it was going to be a collegiate wrestler against a D2, D3 wrestler. Great wrestler, Aljo is, but he's not a gold medalist. And going into that decision, I thought it was going to be quadruple C. I thought it was going to happen. I look so forward to it. Good news, though, I do think Henry Cejudo could win a fight or two and get another shot. I think both of them just walked through O'Malley, who is apparently the next title shot. And I think Cejudo could beat a lot of those top guys, get that rematch, maybe pressure a little more wrestling, something like that. But that's what I wanted to talk about. What does Henry Cejudo do next? I mean, does he try and still fight Sean O'Malley? It's a possibility, not a big one. I think they're trying to get O'Malley with the title shot. I think they're trying to get O'Malley with a title. He's apparently a big draw. People love watching him fight. He came from the Contender Series. He's had a couple big knockouts. He was gifted a win against Jan, but he's an entertaining fighter. He's a good personality to have. He speaks very well. He looks goofy as all get out, but it's the UFC, so what do you expect? So I do think they're going to do everything they can to make sure he wins the fight. I think it's going to be, the location is going to be in his backyard. I think it's going to be, I don't think Dana White's going to be at Aljo's camp trying to break his knees or anything, but it just came to me. Do you think the UFC has ever asked a champion to get injured during a camp so he has to pull out so there can be an interim belt? Like if there's an interim belt for O'Malley, that makes the actual title fight even better because they're both champions. And maybe it draws the pay-per-view numbers up a little higher. I wonder if that's ever been offered or what do you guys think? Now that I say it, I kind of think I'll bet you Dana White's never come out and straight up asked somebody to get injured, but very possibly he said, "Man, it sure would be nice if, or sure would suck if you got injured, Mr. Aljo. It'd be a terrible thing if we had to give an interim fight for O'Malley, so then your eventual title defense would be for a bigger pay-per-view number draw. You'd make a lot more money off that, I get." Wink, wink, nod, nod. Maybe that's something that happens. Now back to Triple C. Who does he fight next? Does he just hang around and fight number one contenders? Does he go back down and try and get his 135 belt back? I don't think that happens. He's still Triple C, even though he lost this third belt, fourth medal, third belt. Even though he lost that, he's still Triple C. He went up a third weight class. I wanted to see it on him. I wanted him to have that so badly. And I am a Triple C fan. I like Henry Cejudo. I met him once or twice. Real nice guy. His hair is iconic, and he's a talent. Had he won this, he would have greatly jumped up in my book and pound for pound greatest of all time. He would have been one of the greatest, if not the greatest. Just 3 belts. That's crazy. And he retired for 3 years. He came out. He looked wonderful. He was active. He was coming forward. I thought he was landing the bigger shots. Going into the decision, I thought he outstruck Aljo. Apparently, the numbers, that's another podcast in itself. The strike count, I don't trust him. I don't trust him. Significant strikes. What the hell's a significant strike? It's nothing. You can Google it. It's nothing. It's whatever makes the decision look official. That's all. That's another rant for me another day. But I thought he looked great. I thought he had the pressure. I thought he was going in there. He got a couple takedowns, got stuffed a couple, but he always came out with a big swing. That 5th round I thought was the most dominant round to the fight for anyone. I thought Henry won that solidly. That he finished on the back, throwing the knees. It was a wonderful job. 3 years off, he looked wonderful. He looked better than even I thought he was, and I picked him to win. I didn't put any money on this because I didn't trust my picks because I thought Aljo might get that upset. He was so much bigger. That size difference was noticeable, especially in the weigh-ins. I mean, there's a 6-inch difference between the two of them. But anyways, tell me, who does Henry fight next? Does he fight again? Does he just hang out until he gets into the title shot? Does he go back down? Does he go back up and fight Volk? Where do you think he's going next? O'Malley goes against Aljo. Aljo wins. All right. I'm going to say it here first. Aljo gets hurt in camp. Remember this. Aljo is going to get hurt in camp. There's going to be an interim fight for Sean Omally against somebody Sean O'Malley's supposed to beat. I can't think of who that would be, but Sean O'Malley wins, gets the interim belt. Now, when they fight for the actual title, when Aljo officially defends his belt against O'Malley, the interim champ, it sells for way more. That's my official prediction for Aljo for the 145 belt. Cejudo, I'm up in the air. I don't know where he's going. I don't know if he's going to fight again. I would love to see him fight. He's so entertaining. And he's the cringiest guy in the UFC, even more than Colby Covington. But I love every minute of it. Anyways, tell me in the comments. Let me know what you're doing. Thanks for watching. Love you guys. And now remember, never don't smile. Oh, you know what? One more thing. I built a studio. Do you like the color? I'm gonna have some photos and stuff up here. I'm gonna have a photo of the week. I'm gonna make it look nice. Do you hear me all right? This is good, right? It's better than the camper I've been doing it in. I like this. And one more time. What color is the best? Blue. Woo! Hey, have a good one, guys. I love you.